Many of us remember that in the 1990s, one of the biggest scandals to happen in India was the Harshad Mehta scam of 1992. The 1992 scam set the stage for a young man in his 30s, Ketan Parekh, to fill the infamous void left by Mehta. In fact, Parekh was a sort of student of Mehta's, learning the ropes from the now disgraced stock trader. From 1999 till 2001, he used the training that he gained from Harshad Mehta to bank millions of dollars for himself and billions for his clients. And the money just kept rolling in. But between the numbers and the rockstar status, there was deceit. All was not what it seemed. This is the story of Ketan Parekh and how his nearly 40,000 crore scam rocked all of India. A chartered accountant by trade, the stock market was a family business for Parekh, which he inherited from his father. His connections with the world allowed him to make his own circle, which he fully used to earn the nickname the Bombay Bull. Others in the industry believed he had a sort of Midas touch, where every investment he made turned to gold. Parekh was careful with what he got involved in. His stock holdings were mainly centered around the information, communication, and entertainment sector. His portfolio consisted of 10 hand-picked stocks, which later came to be known as the K10 stocks. Stuff that he began manipulating for massive profits. These included names like Global Telesystems, Zee Telefilms, HFCL, Silverline, and Satyam Computers. A lot of people believed that the dot-com boom at the time was responsible for the rise of these sectors. Parekh particularly used the lack of regulations at the Kolkata Stock Exchange to his advantage and ruled the market from 1999 to 2001. Okay, so let's break down how he did all of this. He employed two main strategies: circular trading and pump and dump schemes. Circular trading is a strategy where he used some of the junior traders to pump up the market by making them buy and then sell certain shares through the day, thus making their trade volume activity go up. Hence, those traders who base their decisions on the magnitude of trades will think that these are extremely active, so they would consider them good investments. Because of the increased activity by other traders, the prices would shoot up, and hence Parekh and his associates would make a hefty profit. Pump and dump is a scheme where you buy a good percentage, say 20 to 30% of a particular share in a company, which in turn causes a price rise. Again, this rise will entice other investors to buy in, and once the price increases to a high enough volume, you would just dump the stocks, again making a healthy profit. But both of these schemes required a large capital to bankroll these transactions, and this is where the real scam begins. Of course, he was getting his bankroll from some investors, but the main way he was getting cash was through banks. And he used two banks: Madhavpura Mercantile Commercial Bank, or MMCB, and Global Trust Bank. He used something called a pay order. It's basically a check issued by the bank to a customer. The customer was first provided a small advance on the payment. First, he bought shares of Madhavpura Mercantile Commercial Bank to steer its loan decisions. He took a huge loan to manipulate the price, and then when the price shot up, he pledged the bank with other financial institutions like HCFL and UTI. At the time, the RBI was only allowing traders to take around 15 crore loans, and Ketan Parekh took full advantage of this to get massive loans. In fact, his loan amount accounted for close to 800 crores. Now remember that for pay orders, he would literally need to provide some collateral. So the amount he took from MMCB, he would then use for the advance of the payment order from Global Trust Bank, and hence increase his investment capital. He continued doing this till around 2000. The system was extremely lucrative. On certain stocks, Parekh was able to get 200% in profit. For example, the price of Zee Telefilms shot up from rupees 127 to rupees 2330, which is a massive jump. Now, Parekh also had a current account at the Bank of India, which he used for large-scale transactions. For quick payments, Parekh would take money from MMCB and deposit it into BOI. In the year 2001, MMCB had issued pay orders worth rupees 137 crores, and Parekh gave these orders to the Bank of India. The bank sent these orders to the RBI for clearance, which normally happens within 2 to 3 days. But this time, the orders were sent back after 11 to 12 days. However, Bank of India had already transferred the amounts required to Parekh. The orders subsequently bounced because MMCB didn't participate in the clearing of these. The RBI then declared MMCB as a defaulter, and when BOI asked Parekh to return the money, he only gave back 7 crores crores and refused to refund the rest. As you can understand, Bank of India then filed a case of fraud against Parekh, and SEBI along with the RBI launched a case into the loans and the profits made by Parekh. It was then that all the schemes burst through the surface. He was arrested by the CBI in March 2001 and was held in custody for more than 53 days. According to the financial blog Phenology, the share markets crashed by more than 176 points, causing the real investors to lose more than 2,000 crores. He was subsequently banned from trading till 2017 and sentenced to a year in jail. But in 2007, agencies realized that Parekh was still trading, and this resulted in the Kolkata Stock Exchange losing around 100 crores. In March 2014, Parekh was sentenced to 2 years in prison by a CBI special court. In Feb 2018, after failing to pay SEBI's penalty charges, Parekh was fined 5 lakhs and an extra 3 years was added to his prison sentence. And so came the fall of one of the rising stars of the stock market game. And Ketan Parekh joined his mentor, Harshad Mehta, in the financial history books, although probably not in the way that he wanted. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. The kinds of videos we want to make are to ask fun and compelling questions, explore weird and intriguing stories, and delve into secret histories. So if that's something you're interested in, this is the channel for you. Don't forget to tell us what you like in the comments.